Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. What bloody time do people listen to this? That'd be good to know.
All times, yes. Yeah, tweet us and tell us what time you listen to this.
I want, like, someone just listening to it at, like, 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah. just laid in bed, staring at their ceiling going, what has my life become?
Yeah. Yes.
Was to help soothe them to sleep.
I we're not a soothing trio, folks, are we?
Oh, I'm soothing.
I use a meditation app which has, like, things to lull you to sleep. And literally, one of the things on there is someone reading GDPR regulations.
I could see how that would work.
It's fucking amazing. Like, it's like just a guy reading from this fucking textbook. It's fair play. And there's one that I listened to that's just like a train ride, and someone just talking about starting at London Paddington and like going to Penzance or something, and it's really relaxing. I like literally fall asleep within about 10 minutes. It's bloody brilliant.
See, I wouldn't be able to do that. I'd have to wait and see if they got that.
Yeah, you just need to see how it panned out.
Yeah, just see how it panned out.
Yeah.
Like, well, they just fucking took a train, didn't they? Dickheads.
It's brilliant. Anyway, it's episode 207 tangent. Episode 276 of Dude and a Monkey. My name is Ian Loring, and as always, I am joined by
Marc Foster. Hello, everybody.
And Becky Foster. Hello, everybody.
Becky is back. Noel has been replaced.
I'm much better.
That's one school of thought.
Fuck you.
It's very good to have Becky back, and obviously all four of us are going to be about this weekend. So, yes, indeed. This is weird. We're recording on Thursday night, and then literally we're all getting together in like less than 48 hours. So,
yeah.
Very odd, because I don't really know, like, when we record over the weekend, I don't really know. It's just probably going to be a lot of tangents.
It is. What it'll probably be is...
That is our specialty.
It'll be a little bit of sobriety, and then it'll be a little bit of drunk nonsense, and then it'll be a little bit of sobriety, and then some more drunk nonsense.
And probably some singing. Yeah,
probably some singing, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good. Right, the next episode's going to be a fucking shambles.
Yeah, at some point, me and Noel, at the very least, will end up singing Black Eyes at some point.
Oh, God. Yeah, yes, you will. I'll do La Vie en Rose.
I will very much look forward to that.
Do you know what? I'd enjoy that, Ian. Please practice and do that.
I don't think it's happening.
As long as I'm sing the main song, I'm all good.
Me and Noel probably will. The entire fucking thing. I was crying.
A full soundtrack rendition.
Yeah.
I have mad love for Noel barely ever going to the cinema and yet going to see A Star Is Born twice.
Yeah.
Well done.
I'm genuinely contemplating going to see A Star Is Born tomorrow morning at the cinema. But
we were going tomorrow night.
Oh, we're going tomorrow night, actually, aren't we? Yeah, because
you want to make me watch it. Well, I want to watch it again to try and...
love it as much as I do.
Yeah.
I wonder what time it's showing at Sunday morning in Manchester. Anyway, episode 276. Right. On this week's show, we are going to be reviewing double review. Not doing First Man. I will talk about that in what we've been watching, but to be honest, I kind of think it might be a bit more of an interesting chat for Drew Goddard's Bad Times at the El Royale anyway. But we're also going to be covering Gareth Evans' Apostle, which is obviously on Netflix now as well. We'll do some what we've been watching, some... You know, I think it's going to be a pretty loosey-goosey show, to be honest. Kind of minded to maybe try and save some content for the weekend, but then again, we'll always talk about something. What's been happening this week then? People were getting on Jason Blum's back a little bit for...
The thing is, do you know what the reaction I kept on having to to all of the retweet with comments, essentially.
You're going to have to give me some context, because I've had literally the worst week at work, so give me some context, I don't know.
There was a headline in Livewire, was it?
Something like that. Or IndieWire, maybe. IndieWire.
IndieWire it was, you're right. IndieWire. And the headline was Jason Blum saying, I've been trying to make a female-directed horror, but there just aren't enough directors out there.
Right.
But I can't find a female director, right? That was the headline. Ian, did you read the actual piece? I'm assuming you will have read the piece.
Yeah.
Right. Now, the thing is, people, a lot of female and male film enthusiasts, will say, were retweeted with comments saying, oh, clearly not looking hard enough. Do you want me to send a list? And other snarky comments. And I'm thinking, wouldn't it be an idea to read the article rather than posting a snarky comment where he actually states that he's tried to get a couple of female directors on board with making films at Blumhouse and just wasn't able to do it. And he's trying to get female directors into the Blumhouse kind of circle that he's got going on. And so it was a little bit like, this seems to happen a lot, where a headline is taken as the article.
Yeah, completely doesn't actually represent what's in there, but it's taken as the gospel.
Yeah, and I think to start throwing shit at Jason Blum, who's doing an awful lot of good.
To be fair, if women don't want to be involved in his studio, there's no point in sort of going out there and looking for them for the sake of tokenism.
But the worst one I saw, Ian, what's your thoughts on it? And I'll say the worst one I saw, reaction to it I saw.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, in the end of the day, he talks about he talks about wanting to get Jennifer Kent, who did the Babadook, and it just not being able to get it going. But I don't know. Like, he produced Sharp Objects, the TV series, and Marty Noxon was the showrunner for that. Yeah. John Mark Valet directed it, I believe, but Marty Noxon was kind of like a key creative as well. And
I recognise that name.
Sorry?
Marty Noxon, I recognise that. Is she...
Big Buffy. Buffy.
Hey, Buffy.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, this is the thing. I don't know, read the article. I mean, and to be fair, I don't think the main headline was really gunning for him either. It was, I think, a headline like that could be interpreted in different ways, and I think maybe they knew that.
Yeah.
But to be fair, the piece isn't exactly a fucking hit piece.
No.
You go out there and approach directors and they say no, and there is a more limited pool of female directors. That, at the moment, is what it is, and I hope that doesn't continue for much longer, but it is what it is, and so there is a higher chance of not being able to get to work with a female director. It is a numbers thing, but also, I mean, like, in the horror genre as well, it does seem to be a bit of a man's thing, and I do not think that's right. But unfortunately, it is what it is, and the fact that he is saying we've tried, but there's not many out there, but we've tried. Sure, there's no real problem with that at all, I don't think.
No, I mean, spelling out, reading off a list of names of female directors that come from, the indie film circuit and TV is one thing, but how many of them actually have A, an idea, or B, an actual inclination to make a horror movie?
Quite.
Are very different things. People were very surprised when Jordan Peele came out with his directorial debut, and it was a horror. People were very surprised when John Krasinski came out with his directorial debut, and it was a horror. The most stupid one I saw was somebody suggesting Mary Harron do one of American Psycho and Notorious Betty Page fame. A woman who, being honest, I think is actually quite a poor director.
What's she done recently?
She's currently doing a film with Matt Smith, I think. A biopic of something. I can't remember what it was.
Well, none of those things are horror.
But also, as well, this woman who despises violence in cinema.
Yeah.
openly came out and said that she regrets making American Psycho because she doesn't like violence in films and doesn't think it has a place for it. Which is her opinion and anything like that. And actually,
don't make American Psycho.
I don't. Yeah, that's when I got that. The weird thing is, I don't like Mary Harron as a director. I don't like her, but to listen to her talk about cinema, she's fascinating. So it's one of those weird little things. But it did seem a little bit like it was reacting to a headline, which is what headlines are supposed to do.
Yeah.
But it took me 2 minutes to read the article and go, oh, it's not actually that.
He's making something about Manson.
That's it. Is it that one?
Oh, yeah, she directed that. That's right. Matt Smith is Charlie is Manson, isn't he? Or
Matt Smith is Manson.
Yeah.
Or Charlie says.
Fucking hell. That's a stretch to believe that he could be.
Yeah, that's an odd one.
Well, anyway, we'll see. I'll probably watch that actually, though, because it's quite curious.
Yeah.
A lot of films getting made about Manson at the moment.
It's a weird cycle, isn't it?
I think maybe the statute of limitations on being able to make
Very
it.
good point, that, actually, yeah. Yeah, I didn't think about that. That's a good point, that. Actually, that's quite a good cast, actually, that. Oh, no, it's not. It's got that Chase Crawford coming in.
Oh, leave Chase Crawford and his pretty face alone.
No.
It's got the weird...
He's generic skin job number 7.
Oh, he's so pretty.
Yeah, but he's number 7 in the generic skin jobs.
It's got what's her face that.
Yeah, Becky. He's not even number 3. Come on, pull your shit together.
Number 7. Yeah. Who are you showing me?
Her off of Skins that will always just be the weird one off of Skins, but normal people that watch Game of Thrones is in Game of Thrones.
She's a throner. She was good in Detroit.
Oh yeah, she is actually. Yeah. Sorry, tangent.
Who's that now?
Hannah Murray.
Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah. Gilly.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's kind of been it, maybe?
Yeah, it's been it's a quiet time at the moment, I think.
It's awards season. Things are just kind of like ticking over with that, really, at the moment.
Yeah, it's weird. We're going to see, Halloween on Saturday, and then we're seeing Carpenter on Sunday. But I haven't even seen that much. I haven't even seen that much buzz around Halloween. Really, it's out today.
Yeah,
and I expect it to be a little bit more fanfare towards it.
They reckon it's going to do between $50 and $80 million in the US this weekend. I mean, it's going to.
That's it.
I'm very excited for it. A bit dubious, but I'm very excited for it.
I'm excited. I don't know. I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Is what I would say. I know that I'm probably going to like it just because it's a film series that I like and it's a genre that I like, and I'll get enough enjoyment out of it. I'm not going in with high expectations, so I doubt I'll be disappointed. As long as it fits, as long as it's better than most of the sequels, I'm fine. It doesn't need to be better than the original or anything like that. As long as it's better than most sequels, I'm cool with that. I'm a lot more worried about Suspiria.
Yeah, I know you're really.
I'm really worried about Suspiria.
With the whole OMG big reveal that Tilda Swinton was the old man that everyone had fucking worked out anyway.
Yeah. They did finally release a poster of it that I liked, though.
Oh, that's good then.
Yeah.
Did it have Johnson's Dakotas on it?
It did not have Johnson's Dakotas on it.
Dagnam it.
We'll get to that with Battle of LL or Bad Times at
Battle of El Real. Well, that could have worked well.
All I know is about Suspiria is that it's not going to cost me anything to see it because it's going to be the free film of the week when Movie Go. Like, it's going to be.
Yeah, it will be, yeah.
So, fucking A Star Is Born was the film of the week on Movie Go a couple weeks back. I love how it's supposed to be championing indie cinema and whatnot, but there just wasn't a big indie release that week, so it was like, fuck it, give it Star Is Born. Yeah.
And next, The Tales of Grindelwald.
Yeah, no, exactly, yeah. Yeah, I don't know, it's interesting, but, I mean, Suspiria, I was going to see it this week, and then I don't know, man. Like, just the fucking press showings on Wednesday were not great. Like, the headline was Outlaw King, and that's on Netflix in like 3 weeks anyway. It's just it was such a potch to get up to London, and then I would have been back last night, and then going to Manchester on Saturday, and it just.
So you decided to save yourself for the better trip because you get to see us.
Oh shit! Yeah, no, I mean, like, Christ, I mean, like, no, I mean, yeah, I mean, like, it would have been lovely to see Brad and Dan. It genuinely would have been, but it was also a fucking whistle stop. It was like I was up one night, back the next night. Whereas it's this weekend is going to be full force. Like, I'm slightly worried for my life this weekend.
Yeah,
I love that Noel's worked out like a full itinerary though.
He always does. He did for my fucking stag as well. It was incredible. Sorry.
I love these trips. I love whenever we go away because I can literally go. I will get there, and then it's up to you two to decide what we're doing.
I understand there was an infographic last time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Noel made like a little infographic about it.
Yeah, I want one. I want to get there and get handed a laminated card.
No, you probably will.
I am worried about Saturday night though, because I know like Noel's basically going to get off home and he's going to leave us to it, and he's like, what the fuck is going to happen in Manchester at like 2 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday night?
Drinkies.
It's like, yeah, I'm a bit scared.
Well, first night Jordan the fuck out of it, weren't we?
Yeah. First night Jordan. I'm gonna have to be so caffeinated though. Like, has Mark told you what time I've got to be fucking up on Saturday morning?
No.
Like, literally, I've got to get a 5:20 in the morning train into Cardiff.
Oh fuck! Oh no! Right.
No, oh man, driving in that fucking electric car.
You'd have to stop to recharge like 15 times.
Literally, I'd have to stop for like 20-25 minutes twice.
Fucking hell.
And it's like, to be fair, I take the car, and that means Donna's basically fucking stranded all weekend. So, no, I'm getting a coach. 5:20 in the morning train, gets to Cardiff at about 5:45, and then my coach isn't until 6:45. So I've got an hour in Cardiff at 6 in the morning.
Someone's having a McDonald's breakfast.
Oh no, go to Krispy Kreme. Your Cardiff Krispy Kreme to make some
that
fresh.
time in the morning.
Yeah.
It won't be open. It's in the shopping centre. It won't be open.
I just assumed it would. Why? Because it's one of the bakery ones.
So they'll go open.
They have to distribute it to everyone else.
So they'll go open to the public. You're going to end up.
Just hammer on the door, Ian, and someone let you in.
I'm just going to walk about a bit and get my fucking my active calories in, because then I'm going to be on a coach for 6 hours. Well, 5.5.
Oh.
What time is it you get into it, is it?
12:25.
12. Yeah, we're going to set off around, what time, about 10:30ish?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Don't say this.
And drive for 2 hours to the car park. And then walk the 8 minutes to where we're eating. And then the 5 minutes back to the hotel.
The thing is, the one on Saturday, it stops at Bristol and Birmingham. So on Monday, it doesn't go to Bristol, and it's literally an hour less. Like, just because of that fucking detour. I'm not pleased.
Train?
No, coach.
Could you have got the train, though? How long
Yeah,
was
but
the train?
it literally would have cost me like 60 quid more.
Oh, wow. Yeah, they do, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They're expensive.
Yeah, trains are bastards. And the thing is, it's like South Wales trains are in a bit of a fucking limbo at the moment because the rail franchise ended last week and it's gone to another one, and it's just like I don't even know if my fucking train's turning up in the morning at the moment.
Oh shit!
So that's been a real treat this week. But anyway, enough about that fucking shit. But yeah, like by the time I'm going to get there at 12:25, I don't think that the bus is going to like stop for any comfort breaks or anything like that. So I'm just going to have a shitload of caffeine and then a shitload of alcohol and then see what that does.
It'll be fun.
I genuinely might fall asleep during Halloween and we're seeing it at 5:20 in the afternoon.
I'll nudge you. I'll keep nudging you every 10 minutes.
I'm worried about that. I am. But anyway, right. So, trailers.
I don't think many, has there?
I need to ask you guys a question. Have you seen the trailer for The Curse of La Lorna yet?
Yes.
Yes. Yes?
Just watched it.
Right. Is that a Conjuring universe film?
Well, it says
It
not.
should be.
Well, it says not on the write-up that I read about it. But you said it's the same priest, didn't you?
It's the same priest from... Is it the...
Annabelle 1.
First Annabelle movie, isn't it?
And it literally, at least on Wikipedia, same character name and everything, Father Perez.
No,
Yeah.
Maybe it is.
And it's the...
Conjuring Extended Universe.
And it's the guy who is directing the Conjuring 3, I believe.
It is.
Yeah. It's going to end up becoming a Conjuring movie. They'll Cloverfield
Don't say
it.
it. Oh.
They'll Cloverfield it.
It's so weird that it's produced by the same people. It's Warner Brothers and New Line. It's that guy in it again. And I don't know, it's interesting because that's April, and they announced this week as well that Annabelle 3, Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga are going to be in Annabelle 3, and it's going to be about their daughter and her friend being terrorised by Annabelle.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's the fact that the Nun made that much money for them has basically they've gone, look, we want at least one, maybe even two a year out of this.
I mean, like how I think that's really cool. It's like if the Curse of La Lorna, and by the way, the trailer as well, kind of a setup like the Nun trailer, where you got some like exposition-y stuff, and then there's a bit of a sequence at the end of the trailer.
Yeah, the bit in the car. That goes on for a long time for a trailer.
Oh, I like that though. I like that. Can you imagine being? I hope that's really quite like long and tense in the movie, and they're just like, but it's fucking creepy.
Yeah, I mean, it looks really fun, and just the fact that we've got these like kind of big scale horror franchise films, even though it's only a franchise because it's built around a shared universe kind of thing. That's, you know, it's what Universal wanted to do with The Mummy, and, you know, they cast Johnny Depp and Javier Bardem and all that kind of stuff. But it just, like, it kind of felt like it was coming from a money-making, like, a commerce-first kind of thing. Whereas with James Wan producing all of this stuff, you know his heart is actually in it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, that's just, it's really interesting that they seem to have stumbled upon this. I mean, at least with this, if it is a Conjuring Universe film, at least they're not screaming about it right away.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and to be fair, that would be an easy way to sell tickets. So it's interesting that they're going about it at least not being obvious. I mean, they're not lying. They're not saying it's not a Conjuring film. It's just there hasn't been anything saying whether it is or not. And it's just little things that if you, like, notice, hang on a second, because literally, I looked at it, it was like, he looks like the priest from Annabelle. And then you look it up, and it's like, he is the priest from Annabelle, playing the same character. Okay, that's interesting. And I like the way that it's not just fucking cramming it down your throat. They're smart. They're smart.
Yeah.
It feels more organic than the Universal Monsters thing. That was always very contrived, wasn't it? They were always going to try and build around it.
I wouldn't mind giving The Mummy a re-go at some point.
What is it on? Cruise
It's
one?
on Cruise.
Yeah, we rewatched it, didn't we?
I didn't hear it the first time around.
Yeah, we rewatched it, and you were still alright with it, weren't you? And I thought it was absolute garbage.
It gets a bit of an easy pass from me because it's Tom Cruise, though.
Yeah, which is weird because you used to hate Tom Cruise.
Yeah, I'm over that now. I've gone completely the other way.
Other one, well, actually, I've not watched anything else this week, but we didn't talk about Pet Sematary last week.
Oh, yeah, right. It's the Becky show, isn't it? Come on, let's be having it.
Oh, it looks fucking great, doesn't it? It looks creepy as fuck. There's no... I mean, I'll have to reread it, but I don't think there's any creepy children in masks in the book. But the fact that they're in this film, I'm fine with that. If they're changing things. The cat looks like a badass motherfucker.
Yeah.
Love that cat, especially when he's all like wonky in that shot of him face on. I did think though when I watched it that I've never thought before. When in the book, there's a lot of pain that could have been saved this community by just putting a fucking fence up.
Well, no, I think I said that. What is it?
Okay.
We watched the film, the original film.
Yeah, well, I didn't agree with you at that point.
No, you
obviously.
didn't agree with me. No. I literally said, "Why don't they just put a fence up?"
I think John Lithgow looks good as Judd as well.
John Lithgow's always good.
And that little boy as Gage, the little boy in it, looks like bang on to what you read him as in the book. Like the one in the original.
What, a little boy?
No, but just like cute but slightly creepy. And the bit where his hands are coming through the window at the end of the trailer as well. That's fucking creepy. Yeah, I'm well on board.
You're very much on board.
Yeah,
with it,
yeah.
Good.
The vibe is just fucking weird.
It seems a little bit. It seems like it could get a little bit nasty.
Yeah, but it's a nasty book.
All right, cool.
But it's like because
you turn me off.
No. But like a lot of more recent Stephen King books have been a bit more
Castle Rocky.
Yeah, whereas like It and Pet Sematary and Carrie and stuff like that from like the early, they were nasty, like I don't know how to describe them. Like video nasties but books. They were grimy and scary and a bit gross and
a bit grim.
Yeah, grim. Yeah. Whereas a lot of the later stuff's a bit more sanitized and a bit more psychological.
Yeah. These
were just fucking horror show.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. It looks like it looks a lot more interesting than it has any right to be.
Yeah. Well, I think. Yeah.
It seems like somebody's making a Pet Sematary movie because they've got an idea to make a great Pet Sematary movie, rather than they've decided to make a Pet Sematary movie and giving it to a director to make a Pet Sematary movie.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it looks loved.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that the trailer is as odd as it is gives me hope that the film it reflects the film, and the film isn't just some cookie cutter remake. Like it just the trailer's got a kind of an indie horror vibe to it, and yet it's a Paramount film that's like John Lithgow and was it Jason Clarke?
Yeah,
no, it was, wasn't it? And like it just. Yeah, odd vibe to it, and it kind of stayed with me, which trailers often don't. It's a promising one, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, and I'm quite enjoying the resurgence of, it's all off the back of It, so we've got a lot to thank it for. But the resurgence of Stephen King films getting made is great for a fan, absolutely. Yeah. And getting them, even the good ones are dated. Even the good ones that were made before are quite dated.
Yeah.
The Shining, not so much, but it's not. It's very much an adaptation rather than it's not faithful to the book at all.
You know my feelings for The Shining, and I get told off about it frequently.
You don't like The Shining?
No, I don't.
You're a strange boy.
I know. Noel tells me off frequently about it.
But that carpet, I mean, you've got to love that film just for that carpet alone, and then everything else is gravy.
Yeah, just really boring gravy.
It's not boring
Fuck
gravy.
off, The Shining's amazing, you're mental.
I honestly, though, The Shining is one of those films I have tried so hard with so many times. It doesn't get me. But I'm often like that with Kubrick.
Yeah.
There's some of it that I adore, and then there's some of it that just leaves me going, okay, that's finished.
I don't know how you can feel like that about The Shining.
I went, okay, that's finished, Phil.
Why? I don't get it.
It just for some reason, I have tried several times.
But you're wrong.
I probably am. I am very often wrong. But
do you know what I bet a lot of it is, actually?
What?
You don't like children.
I don't like children, no. And children in dungarees even more.
Oh yeah, you do hate a child in dungarees, don't you?
Yeah.
Gives you like weird anxiety, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
I saw a fully grown girl at the cinema yesterday wearing a dungaree dress, and she had a hair on top of her head and then like a stripy roll neck jumper underneath, and I was like, what the fuck do you look like?
Was she hot though? Because hot girls can pull off dungarees.
No, they wear dungarees with a dungaree dress, and they're just shapeless at the best of times.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, there's a girl in my work who I get on with who was wearing a dungarees and a stripy shirt underneath the other day, and I did just wonder, just why is that a thing now?
Yeah, it is.
Well, it is. Yeah, but I don't. If you're over the age of 5, I don't see why you would wear dungarees.
I don't know. You can't put a child. Talking about children, right? Honestly, there was a fucking kid who came to my shop Tuesday, right? And she looked like a haunted painting had come to life. It was fucking terrifying.
Nice. Did you tell her?
No, I just turned around and looked at Katie, who was one of the staff workers, and showed her mouth, what the fuck, to her. And I went, what was that? I went, yeah, that was an odd kid. It was, honestly, it looked like a Victorian painting come to life. It was freaky.
Excellent.
No, it wasn't excellent.
No.
I was scared in case literally my phone got infected with it.
Like in a Japanese horror movie?
Yeah, it like that. Yeah. Like my phone had become Tartan Asia Extreme.
Nice. Oh, I miss that.
It's like the second reference to Tartan Asia Extreme in the last few episodes. That good.
Isn't it actually? Yeah.
Like, because fucking like Noel was talking about Shaitan.
Shaitan, yeah.
The Vincent Cassel film, and I think we were like, I think that was Tartan Asia Extreme. Anyway, okay, so let's move on then. And let's talk some Bad Times at the El Royale. Directed by Drew Goddard and is starring Cynthia Erivo. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, Erivo.
Yeah. Jeff Bridges, John Hamm, Lewis Pullman, Dakota Johnson, Callie Spaney, and Chris Hemsworth. So, it's the story of a hotel, the El Royale, which is split across 2 states, and a random bunch of people come together at the El Royale, and some bad times are had. It's the latest film from Drew Goddard, he of Cabin in the Woods and writing Cloverfield fame, and also showrunner on season 1 of Daredevil. It's a bit of a, mid-budget, non-franchise writer-director studio film, which you don't get an awful lot of these days. The trailer for it had been in front of pretty much every fucking film I'd seen for the last 2 months. And it ever so slightly landed with a bit of a damp squib, to be fair. Took less than £500,000 in the UK last weekend, and will probably disappear out of cinemas quite quickly. So I suppose the question would be, is it going to be one of those films that in 10 years' time people are like, people should have seen Bad Times at El Royale in the cinema because they don't make films like that anymore? Or do we think that it maybe rightly isn't that widely seen? Becky, let's start with you. What do you think, dude?
I honestly feel it genuinely will be one of those kind of films that we won't get in 5 years' time because it's not part of a franchise, and everything will just be homogenised and people will regret not seeing shit like this at the cinema. I absolutely loved it. absolutely loved it. I like the lazy pacing of it. I like the fact that I like films that do like what it did, where it's got your overlapping timelines and it's showing it from different people's perspectives. I think it's really interesting as it sort of gradually pieces its story together, and you go, oh, so that's where he was, and that's who was there, and blah 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 blah. And I thought it was really good. I thought the acting was really good in it. John Hamm. I like seeing John Hamm in stuff that isn't Mad Men. And Jeff Bridges as well was great in it. The singing lady had a very lovely voice. Dakota Johnson is actually quite a charismatic screen presence. You know, you wouldn't guess it from watching 50 Shades.
You wash your mouth out.
But she comes into her own a little bit in the sequels. I absolutely loved it. It didn't feel its length at all. Could have sat and watched more of it quite happily. And obviously Chris Hemsworth dancing with no shirt. So what's not to like?
Interesting noise.
Yeah, I really loved it. I know it's been a bit Marmite-y for people, hasn't it? But it really clicked with me.
Cool. Mark, what do you think?
I was quite worried going in. I was at first I was quite excited about it because I liked the trailer. Thought, yep, it's really interesting. One of those ensemble pieces. You know, you're not expecting it to be amazing or anything like that, but you know, it looked like it was going to be a good time. I was then incredibly worried when I found out it was 2 hours 20 minutes long, and thought, why does that movie need to be 2 hours 20 minutes long?
This is what all I got from him for like 3 days before I went to see it. Why is it so long?
Yeah, I think I literally said that it should be mandated that movies like this are not allowed to be anything more than 114 minutes long.
Well, you'd have missed out a lot of film.
And the thing is, I agree with Becky that the lazy pacing that I quite enjoyed. The weird thing is, I could have watched more of it, but it could have been a lot. It could have been a lot shorter. I think, without ruining the pacing.
No, I think you would.
I know you disagree with me on this, but literally, if every time they turned round and looked at Cynthia Erivo's character when she's about to sing, if they'd have cut out the pause bit between when she's about to sing to when she actually sings and cut all those in half, you'd have probably lost about 10 minutes. Also, as well, she sings too fucking much in it. And she's got a beautiful voice. But... Yeah,
but it soundtracks the film.
It's fine.
In a non-obvious way.
But it is quite obvious. When literally you're sat there going, oh, she's going to fucking sing again. She's going to fucking sing again.
I've got to agree with Mark on that. Like, we get the point. She's a good singer.
But it's a way of incorporating the soundtrack into the narrative without just having music in the background.
Which is fine, but...
Because they do the same with the jukebox.
Yeah, which is fine, but far too often they just look at her and start singing. And then when they even said to her, oh, sing the song, you're thinking... And she goes, no. I think, you want her. You know you want her.
That's the only bit I didn't like, actually. I wish she hadn't sung for him.
You know she was gonna, because she can't not. She can't not. She's like a little singing crack addict, isn't she?
He was a dickhead, wasn't he?
But I did like I love the opening of it. I thought the opening's fantastic, a great little short film in of itself. Whenever we are, all spoilers all the time, guys. The long sequence where John Hamm discovers the passageways and the two-way mirrors, I thought was but fantastic.
The bit before that as well, though, where he's walking around the room and he's finding all the things and just laying them out on the table. Even that I like.
Those bits were great. And we'll get into it. I think Drew Goddard is a very, very good writer. I think he's a fantastic writer, actually. And I think he's a good director. And I think that had this been directed by somebody, written by Drew Goddard, but directed by somebody who's a great director, it might have been a better film. I do also think that the Chris Hemsworth shirtless thing got a little bit gratuitous.
But that was supposed to be his character.
It's still gratuitous.
No, because but it's supposed to movie, he's supposed to be doing it in a gratuitous way.
That's fine, but it's still gratuitous.
But no, I mean,
it's gratuitous.
I'm agreeing with Becky on this one, man. Like that is his character. It's the fucking
fine.
look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me.
And I'm fine with that, but I did find that it was a little bit like Drew Goddard was going. I've got such a boner for this right now.
Dude's got abs for days.
Do you know? I'm fine with looking at Chris Hemsworth without his shirt on, but I did a little bit feel like somebody should have gone. Could he just put a shirt on?
No, because his character wouldn't have put a shirt on.
I know, but somebody could have asked him.
No.
I'd have asked him.
What, as one of the other characters?
Yeah. That was
They're all fucking terrified of him.
Yeah, but you could have said...
You're going to kill me, but by the way, can you put your shirt on? You're embarrassing yourself.
Yeah.
No, I don't think anyone would fucking do that.
I think I would.
Well, you'd be dead then.
Yeah, mate, you'd be like the first to die.
In those situations, I'm very well aware of the fact that I'd probably be the first to die.
I think in most situations where tact was required, you'd be the first to die.
I'm okay with that. I've come to terms with that.
Do you not think maybe you'd try and rein it in a bit? Maybe not in sort of...
I just don't think it's in my character. Just don't think it is. But I'll let you tell you, and we'll get more into it. But I did actually really, really enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to watching it again.
Yeah.
I disagree with you on the direction. I think it's perfectly well directed.
There's just points where it just doesn't. There's just something missing. I think the reason why is because of like the setting and things like that, and it is kind of an all-in-one setting. It's all set around one kind of place. In my brain, for some reason, and I think part of it is the length and the pacing, the fact that it's people talking to each other in one place. My brain gets in a weird way equating it to something like The Hateful Eight. Which it isn't totally or anything like that, but my brain did keep on equating it to something like that.
It is fucking Tarantino-y in points.
And it is like that. I was thinking, this is the difference between when people try and ape Tarantino, which I do think in a way Drew Goddard is trying to do a little bit here. When people try to ape Tarantino, but they just can't get it right because there's a certain something that it's just missing. For me. I'm getting scowled at right now. Ian, what did you think?
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think I liked it as much as Becky. To be honest, I think maybe I liked it a bit less than you, Mark. I mean, it's a really good film, and I think it is one of those ones that we're going to be fucking saying, why didn't people go and see that in the cinema in a few years' time? More for what it represents than what it actually is. I think that if the writer wasn't also the director, I do think it could have made for a better film, just because it feels like it's not quite managing to check the cash the checks that its ass is trying to... What's the fucking saying?
Cash checks its ass is trying, right?
Yeah. Just in terms of... There's an awful lot of build, which takes an awful lot of time, and things are very suspenseful. And then it I don't know, the reveals I don't think quite paid it off. And I do like the idea, because I'm listening to like Drew Goddard talking about the film, he was talking about how Chris Hemsworth is basically the devil, and he's coming there at the end to basically like make them face their sins. And I, you know, that's quite an interesting idea. But I don't know, it just... Yes, the John Hamm extended bit is great, and him being killed off was surprising, but like I will say Dakota Johnson's reaction, bit of an overreaction for what was actually going on.
But he's holding a gun on her.
But she could have kind of tried to explain it rather than just shooting. I think she's got a little bit of crazy in her.
The character, or...
But that's like the one that's like the one moment of the film where she does, because then, you know, like she sees Lewis Pullman behind that thing, which is way more obviously shifty, and she doesn't fucking shoot him in the head.
Did you know that the other guy that does the robbery with Jeff Bridges and Nick Offerman was Xavier Dolan?
Yeah, that's fucking weird. I saw his name in the credits at the end. It's like, what?
Oh, that's mental. Sorry, Ian, carry on.
No, no, absolutely. It's. I don't want to say that the film thinks it's more clever than it is, because I don't necessarily think that's the case, but I will say the whole kind of like the split between the two lines meant absolutely fuck all in the grand scheme of things. It just felt like an idea that didn't really come to fruition.
A stylistic choice. It was
Two opposite worlds. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. I think you can get away with that. And you actually had this issue, Bex. There was a little bit of a lack of payoff with it.
I wanted to know who management were.
In the sense that I wanted to know who management were.
A good, and also,
I think we should know who management were, and we get a very strong idea of who is on the tape.
But then they just fucking bin it at the end. It burns up.
They get binned, and the timeline doesn't add up.
Who are we meant to think it is? Because I didn't get that.
Who did you get an idea of who it was?
I was kind of thinking maybe JFK.
I thought Kennedy as well, but then the timeline don't add up because it's set in 1969. Kennedy was killed in 63, and Miles said he was nice to me, so I didn't want to send it off. So he must have gone there at the earliest 63. So that means Miles has been working there for 6 years. That just seems a little bit. He seems younger than that.
Yeah, that could pan out though.
It could pan out, I suppose.
Always been to war.
It could pan out, yeah. It could do, but that's why I didn't think that it was Kennedy.
I mean, they made such a thing of the like, I know him, he's dead.
Yeah.
It's like, who's the most famous?
And you know, she kind of didn't really recognise him at first, did she? The young girl.
No, I didn't get what a big deal it was either.
Yeah, exactly. And she probably wouldn't at that age. So yeah, I did strike me that it was Kennedy. So, and I get the idea of not outright saying it was Kennedy, because that would lead to massive libelous. What is it?
Yeah. No, absolutely. That's the thing, and it just, you know, I mean, like towards the end as well, like the reveal with Lewis Pullman, I killed 123 people, and then that like war bit for a few minutes. Right when, I'll be honest, I was a bit like, this film's wrapping up.
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up.
I know, but I think that was good to have that in there, because you don't, all the way through it, he's got this guilt and you don't know where it's come from, and you think he's done awful things at the hotel for management, and it isn't. It's that he's killed people at war, and, you know, a lot of, like, soldiers and stuff did feel massive guilt, like they had, you know, at the end of the day, murdered people, and
I don't know. It felt like in the construction of the film that flashback could have been at a lot of different points, and they just popped it in there.
Because you've got the great, all that sequence that in the hotel lobby that's going on there, and it like you say, it's amps up, and all of a sudden it goes poof, and takes you in, like you've got all that tension up, and then all of a sudden you've and this is what I'm saying. A great director doesn't do that, because they look at it and go, no, it don't work. It doesn't work, because we've got it nicely amped up, and it's dark and it's like that. When it pulls it out like that,
it should have had that at some point. That flashback at some point when he was talking to Jeff Bridges.
But no, I liked the what is it? I've killed people, and you know, the fact that she goes, how many people have you killed?
Yeah.
And then it's that, and you're thinking, because I was thinking, fuck, is he like a serial killer or kills?
I thought exactly that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it flashes the war thing, and you go, oh shit, that actually just makes perfect sense in a real world.
Yeah.
What is it? And that's nice, but then, you know, it's, I don't know, it's a really fucking interesting movie, is what I'll say, in the sense that, like you say, you know, for instance, my criticism or my reticence about it being 2 hours 20 minutes, it is completely ill-founded because I think it wears its work, its length quite well.
Yeah. I think when it's doing the kind of thing it does, where it goes back over the same events but from a different perspective, it doesn't feel as long because it's, the story, like your brain, I think, goes, all right, well, that's still that bit of story, so that time doesn't count.
It is also nice as well that Jeff Bridges wasn't doing the generic Jeff Bridges old man voice for once that he did for quite a few films.
I love Jeff Bridges.
Where he sounded like he was trying to chew his own tongue while he talked. And he was giving himself an unnecessary underbite.
I mean, I love the Bridges and Arrigo relationship. I thought was great. Like the way that he tries to fucking drug her. She smashes him over the head with that thing, and yet you actually believe how they would then get on side with each other and how they'd actually like each other. Like that's that's testament to the writing and the performances. Like that relationship is fantastic. I mean, Dakota Johnson, I think she's very good. I think her character is actually surprisingly one-dimensional. It is literally, I want to save my sister.
Yeah.
Even though there's mystery to her at the start, and I suppose in a way that's a kind of a clever reveal. Like, you think she's going to be some sort of femme fatale or something, and it's just no, she's just a nice person who wants to save her sister, but can also really massively overreact to John Hamm.
Yeah.
Seriously, that bit bothers me more and more that I'm thinking about it. She blows him the fuck away, and then she sees Lewis Pullman behind the mirror and doesn't do anything.
Yeah, about the time up, and then said that she's probably going to have to kill him. But then, it's...
But he wasn't holding a gun on them, was he?
Yeah. No, but he's fucking watching behind a fucking mirror.
She should read the situation there and go, actually, yeah, this looks bad. I've got a girl who he doesn't know is my sister taped to a chair. That looks a little bit bad.
Yeah.
And you're right, Becky. It is always nice to see John Hamm in things. I do like John Hamm.
Yeah. I thought he was really good in it because, obviously he's putting on a persona, and then when he drops his persona and becomes Agent Guy, it's just so different. It's I mean, I know that is what acting is, but it's often you don't get to see the character slip because they play it all the way through the film. And I like that, the change.
Yeah,
I see it just happen.
I did like the sequence where he's essentially undoing the back of the phone and taking out all the wires, and then they've got all of the it's like people just took that hotel apart on a reg, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it was too much of it didn't tie up. It's still an issue I have with it.
Well, Mark, in life, not all loose ends are tied.
Yeah, they are.
No, I mean it's a very, very, very solid film. It is.
I'm bringing on straight to the cinema, and it is one of those things. I hope it is one of those things where it's. We are seeing a little bit of a renaissance for the mid-budget movie in the cinema. Getting out there and making money. They did start to disappear, but the fact that they've started to come back a little bit, I think is nice. We've had two very sadly bad times that Royale isn't doing fantastic business, and it does seem like a sort of thing that's going to end up becoming something that Netflix do. But the problem is, I don't think Drew Goddard gets that cast to make a Netflix movie. That gets released in cinemas because it's got Chris Hemsworth shirtless.
That was spectacular, though.
It's fine. It's fine there, and I'm fine with that. I do think it's a little bit wrong that we got him shirtless and we didn't get to see any of Johnson's Dakotas, but
we've seen plenty of Johnson's Dakotas.
There's never plenty of them. No, but But that is the reason. That is the selling point of the movie. That is a studio head has gone.
That's cheapening a bit.
We're looking at a fucking poster, which is him with his fucking shirt off in the middle of it.
Right, but if they're gonna have him on the fucking poster, Mark, he never has his shirt done up in the movie. So what were they gonna do? Get him to make a special fucking promo shot where he's wearing a roll neck?
He didn't have to be in the fucking the front and centre of all of the fucking does he?
It's Chris Hemsworth shirtless, Mark. How else are you gonna fucking?
I'm not criticising it. I'm not criticising the shirtless thing. I am saying that the problem is this sort of thing is what we perceive is going to be on the straight to Netflix movies, and we're going to talk about a straight to Netflix movie quite shortly, right? But I genuinely believe the reason why this film, as somebody's looked at it and gone, right, no, we can sell that, is because they can sell Chris Hemsworth shirtless.
No,
it's as bad as you're saying, but that is what it can do.
I think it's because you can sell Chris Hemsworth in general.
Well, yeah, fair enough. And if he's shirtless, all the better.
He's the best Chris.
He's not the best Chris.
He's in one of the biggest movie franchises around. You've also got Jeff Bridges, who's a well-respected, really good, bankable, probably, actor.
Have Jeff Bridges shirtless?
Yeah, why don't we get fucking Bridges shirtless?
What, with his dad bod?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I just don't think people would want to see that.
Well,
I do.
Now who's been out of line? But it ain't just that, Becky.
I think.
It just has to be a perfectly fucking sculpted human, does that? Otherwise, we don't want to see them.
Well, no, I just think Jeff Bridges deserves a bit more respect than having to take his shirt off in movie roles. You know, he's been around the block. He's done that.
What? So you're saying Chris Hemsworth doesn't deserve respect, and he should only take his shirt off?
Wow! Did you? I feel like I'm apologising to Chris Hemsworth.
No, I reckon Chris Hemsworth gets his shirt off at any given opportunity.
No, he fucking loves it.
If you had a body like that,
yeah.
I don't wear a shirt.
No,
I'd be such shirtless right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's fine.
So if the boy wants to get his shirt off and show off his perfectly sculpted abs, let him.
Fine.
They probably did ask him to do his shirt up at some point, and he went, "Do you want no?"
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I don't know why you think I'm not.
Because you are actively saying you have a problem with it.
Because you're saying you've got a problem with it on the poster, Mark. That's why.
They've used it to sell the movie.
You're saying it's gratuitous. I
didn't say it's gratuitous earlier, yeah. Because I do think it's gratuitous.
Because you're a prude.
I'm not a prude. I am the least prudy one in this fucking podcast.
Oh, dearie me. All right, Mark. Well, what we'll do next time we watch it, if we watch it at home, we'll get a little T-shirt, like a little cut-out cardboard T-shirt, and I'll move it around the screen with Chris Hemsworth.
Thank you.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm fine with
Protect your poor, delicate 1950s eyes.
What? Fuck you. Twat.
Don't be a twat, dickhead.
Oh, I know. Okay, that always sounds like you two fucking getting in the mood. So let's move on quickly. When you start calling each other's names, it just gets a bit weird.
Are we done with Bad Times at Royale then?
Probably, yeah.
I might change my screensaver on my phone though.
What? To that?
Might do.
I'm fine with that.
I mean, you've got a fucking...
It's her phone, mate. You can't tell her what to put on a fucking screensaver.
You are?
I was saying, it's your phone, Becky. He can't tell you what to put on the screensaver. He's fine with it. Who gives a shit? It's your phone.
Oh, no, I wouldn't. But Becky chose my current screensaver.
What's that now?
It's the shot from Gone Girl.
I'll send you a picture of it.
Oh, God, no. Okay, I think I know what shot it is. I don't want to see a picture.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't. I don't, Mark. Don't do that.
I'm going to send you it.
I've set my WhatsApp to not automatically download images, so... That's your fucking screen. Like, seriously, if it's the thing I think... Oh, God, here it comes. Yeah, great. Fucking hell, Mark.
So, anywho, yeah, I definitely not shit on this.
Yeah, definitely not shit.
Yeah, definitely not shit, you fucking serial killer. I'm going to go get a drink.
Our audience poll for this was... definitely not shit. 60%. touching cloth 20% and shit 20%.
Oh.
I'm quite like that. It's a really good film.
Yeah.
It's a really good film. And it might get better on multiple watches.
Like A Star Is Born.
Well, yeah.
I'm saying this while Ian's gone, though. I feel like he might shout at me, like you did. I'm not liking it as much as you.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh.
Don't be a dick. What? You having more apple juice?
I'm allowed apple juice.
You're not allowed apple juice.
You can't tell me not to drink apple juice.
I can. I will.
You know.
No, you're not allowed apple juice.
Look, just because
you're not allowed apple juice and you're not allowed lemonade.
Or Fanta fruit twist.
Or Fanta fruit twist.
No, just because I drank a 2-litre carton of apple juice all in like an hour the other day does not mean I'm not allowed it at all.
2 fucking litres in less than an hour.
It was a really good hour.
It wasn't a really good hour.
It was.
Why is your stomach still there? Constitution of Billy Goat.
Yeah, I do, yeah. You have the constitution of a sickly kitten or a baby lamb.
You're very mean to me.
You've got a weak stomach.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
You could eat a can.
I think I probably could if my teeth were on it.
Yeah.
We want beer now.
We got up in.
I know we don't. Just apple juice.
Apple juice, yeah. Just fucking shitty cider. Just virgin cider.
Just really young cider.
Prudish cider.
Is that how you'd like that?
Yeah.
You're prudish.
Yeah. Just shirted Emsworth cider.
Am I leaving this in?
You can if you want, yeah.
Alright, cool. Save the editing. Right. Good stuff. So, let's move on. Apostle. It's written and directed by Gareth Evans. Stars Dan Stevens, Lucy Boynton, and Michael Sheen. So, Dan Stevens is sent Wicker Man-esque to retrieve his sister, who has been taken by a bunch of cultists led by Michael Sheen, so it appears. And it kind of goes on from there, really. Right, Mark, get your dick out. What do you think of Apostle?
It's fucking fantastic. It's a fucking wonderful film.
Hang on, why are you getting your dick out?
Because I this is top 5 of the year material for me.
Just FYI, he's not actually getting his dick out. I just wondered why you told him to get his dick out.
Yeah, no, it's. I think that Dan Stevens is one of the most interesting actors working currently. He picks things so well. He seems to really have gone right. I've made my bank with Downtown Abbey. Downtown Abbey, and he's going to go right. Fuck it. I want to do these things. The fact that he pursued the guest and convinced them to let him make it, and the fact that he bounces around doing quite interesting shit, it is really good. It's an interesting turn from Gareth Evans, who, you know, we got quite a visceral and quite gnarly film in The Raid, and then we got something that I really enjoyed, but I can see why other people didn't enjoy it with The Raid 2, which was more trying to sell a crime story and follow the lines of more things like more latter-day John Woo things mixed with a little bit of
The Raid movies are fucking fantastic, both of them are.
I really like number 2, but I understand that other people don't. And then for him to go down this Wicker Man-esque sort of tact, but then throw in some really fucking cool imagery and some weird supernatural shit that's going on. But it's a very nasty film. It's a very sweaty-looking film. I think Becky at one point commented and said that, what was it, Dan Stevens needs to... What was it he said?
I can't remember. What did I say?
About his hair. He needs like a hair mask.
Oh, he needs a deep condition.
He needs a deep condition on his hair. It was very apt. But yeah...
he needs to what?
He needs to deep condition his hair. He's got some grim hair going on in this movie.
Yeah, it's and added to all that, you've got a very pretty redhead in it. So yeah, it's Martin. I'll let somebody else take the floor for a little bit.
That fucking poster's great, though, isn't it? Or title card, or whatever you'd call it.
Poster.
Is it the poster?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I think it's brilliant.
You know, people listening to this can't see what you pointed at.
Oh, the poster. There you go, guys. Mark clearly thinks you can't, make that intuitive leap and go and find it.
No, they can't. We literally have to lead into the fucking water.
I don't think we do. No, it's just fantastic, and atmospherically, it's great. It's absolutely bang on. The acting in it's great. The chick out of Sing Street, really good in it. She's the daughter, isn't she?
Yes.
Michael Sheen's daughter. Michael Sheen. I love seeing him pop up in stuff as well, because I think
he's a great actor.
Yeah, and I think he makes good choices as well most of the time. He did fucking Underworld, didn't he? So
yeah, but the Underworld made him the money to give him the chance to do whatever he wants.
Well, exactly. Yeah, and Dan Stevens is like you say, he's good in everything that he does. He's a really interesting sort of young actor that's breaking out of, like you say, his crappy TV roots and making really interesting movies. So yeah, I didn't realise it was the guy that did the Raid movies.
Yeah,
I think
tonally.
You can tell when you look at the moments of action in the film.
Yeah,
like the way the weird way it's like the camera is like fixed to something and then just goes hurtling off. Like there's a bit where like somebody gets chucked out a window or something in this film. I swear that it just felt like it could have been in the Raid.
Yeah.
But the story as well, and the way that the story unravels is, it keeps it interesting throughout, and it could have ended up in quite ploddy territory towards the end. I mean, and it just doesn't. It does keep you gripped, doesn't it?
What do you think, Ian?
Yeah, I don't think I'm quite as in as you guys are, but in no way is it a shit film. In no way is it a shit film. I don't know, I'll be honest, I watched it, I was a little bit tired. I watched it on Tuesday night and I had like a really fucking hard day at work. And watching this film after having a really hard day at work is maybe not optimum conditions. Not because it's a slog or anything, but just because it's fucking intense, and you kind of need to be in all the way through. And there was maybe a 10-minute section about an hour in where my concentration slightly dazed, and then for the rest of the film, I was a little bit, what exactly is going on? That the first reveal of the tree woman,
goddess, I think she's supposed to be.
Yeah, the goddess. That's like maybe about an hour in, and it's just before Dan Stevens wakes up and he's in that cave and Lucy Boynton's there.
Yeah.
I kind of slightly fell out of it around there, and then it made the rest of it a bit harder to understand than I think it actually should have been. So I genuinely think that's on me. So I will say that, but this film's fucking rank. Like, I mean, purposefully so. Absolutely, that is the intent. But Jesus fucking wept. Like, it like just really nasty and grim. I mean, the fucking the shot, the reveal of what happened to the back of Bill Milner's head.
Oh yeah,
like
he puts the petal in it.
Oh yeah, like just fuck. Like that's gonna stay with me, and the end shot as well. Just it's fucking weird and creepy and body horror-y, which always gets my fucking heckles up anyway. And just the way that his face, when he's kind of turning into the, I suppose, God now, where it's like he doesn't want it, but he kind of does, is like really very odd. I mean, like the ending of the film was reminding me of Silence, for fuck's sake, which is, you know, like that whole kind of like the struggle with your faith and trying to reclaim your faith despite all the horrendous shit that is going on around you. That's heavy stuff for a film that could easily just be seen as like a gorehounds kind of film with artier pacing, but it does, I don't know, it does feel like it's more than that. I'd like to give it another go, but I genuinely don't think I could put myself through it again. Like, I wanted a hug afterwards.
I think we've had a good couple of weeks though, because like genuinely out of the 4 main films that we've watched over the last couple of weeks, I want to watch all 4 of those again.
Yeah.
To give them like a re-evaluation, but like a quick re-evaluation to see if you get anything more out of them. Because I loved Mandy and I'd like to rewatch that.
Yeah, you really liked Mandy, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I'd like to rewatch A Star Is Born because I want to love it more. This I'd rewatch, and Bad Times. I think we've had a good couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'd have to watch. I thought the character of the Grinder in this, you know, the keeper of the goddess, was fucking creepy as fuck.
Yeah,
that was almost. I might be way off bat here, Bex, but you'll be able to back me up on this. It almost felt a little bit computer gamey, a little bit Silent Hilly.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah.
With the fact that he's got
I fucking love that game.
The branches wrapped round as a big kind of head thing, and it's, you don't know if he's somebody that was there or if he's.
And what about those motherfuckers in the Bill Milner execution scene in just the black triangle things?
Yeah.
What were those dudes about?
Yeah, it's a very fucking grim and nasty movie.
Yeah.
It's, you know, even him, you know, going fucking postal on his daughter because she's got a baby out of wedlock, and then killing her and then blaming it on him. And then he just goes fucking off it.
I will say, one of the things that it took me out of the film as well was that character. Like, I like the way that everyone seems to have a bit of nuance to them. But he's just like psycho guy who wants more power than he has and is awful to his daughter. Like, there wasn't anything else behind that. He was just evil. Whereas, like, Michael Sheen, I fucking loved his arc. Like, the way that everything was going to shit around him, and he's just trying to hold it together, and he's in this world which is weird and creepy as shit, but he also still has a soul. And it's like the Bill Milner execution. He comes along and he's just like, you know, what have you done? This isn't right. You know, so like the fact that he's like the leader, but he's not Christopher Lee in the Wicker Man. Like, he's not. Yeah. He's more three-dimensional, and you know, Dan Stevens obviously as well. I mean, even Lucy Boynton's were as well. The fact that she is torn between the two things. That dad, and the fact that he takes such a focal point in the last third of the film, I thought was a bit disappointing. Even though I know like, it kind of felt like the film had to have a straight up bad guy, but I thought he was a bit of a rote bad guy, but everything around him was still like really, really interesting. It's just, it's just one of the things that put me off it. I will say, I would watch this film as gnarly as it is before I'd watch The Raid 2 again.
Oh, I like the Raid too.
Ian just didn't get on with it.
Oh.
Which I can see why a lot of people want it. That is a movie that is very much, it feels its length. Whereas
that film was one of the greatest action films ever made when it premiered at either Sundance or South by Southwest, and no one fucking says that now, do they?
No, it's because The Raid is a better movie. That's my thing with The Raid 2.
It's not as good as The Raid.
It's the only time you'd watch The Raid 2 over The Raid is if you've just watched The Raid.
Even then, you might just go back and rewatch The Raid.
Yeah, there's even a possibility then, so it does feel a little bit surplus to requirements.
Dread's better than Raid. Anyway.
I don't agree with that. And I really like Dread.
Oh, I really like Dread. Oh, that's a hard one, that. I don't know. I don't know if I'd be able to choose there. I'd probably still go Raid.
I agree because...
Just because of the fight between those two. That big fight between those two. You know which one I mean.
I'd always go the Raid on Dread just because there are points in Dread where I do feel myself going, hurry up a little bit.
Oh no, I love Dread. You're wrong. Yeah. We've tangented.
You tell me I'm wrong a lot.
Well, you are just incorrect.
Fair enough.
Don't start calling each other names.
Dickhead.
No.
Hit you with a boot.
Yeah, you probably would. Got hit with a boot. Ow! A boot.
Anyway, sorry.
I'm definitely not sure. It will be. I would be very surprised if it's not in my top 10 of the year. Dan Stevens is fucking great.
I'm probably with you there on that one.
Yeah. And, again, it's weird. If there's a shit Netflix movie, it's Netflix is bad, Netflix is killing cinema. If there's a great Netflix movie, there's just silence.
Yeah, which is a shame, really, because we have to celebrate the things they do right.
There's so much that could potentially be great on Netflix in the next coming, months.
I think that the times are changing slightly. I think it's interesting that the Kermode and Mayo podcast, not on the main show yet, but on the podcast, have started doing this thing called Cream of the Streams, where they are talking about films that kind of like launch on Netflix and whatnot. And he did actually review Apostle on there. I don't know, it's odd, because at the moment it's basically anything that plays at least one screen in London seems to get national press coverage. And it's like, okay, what, a film that plays a couple of screens in London, or maybe like 3 or 4 screens in the UK, or a film that launches on Netflix, it's coming to a point where it's like, what do you think readers and listeners are actually going to be more interested in? Probably the thing they can see.
Yeah.
Very, very good point.
So, give it a year or two, and I think that will change. And award season this year is going to be very interesting because Roma's going to do something for Netflix. And if The Irishman comes out, that could as well, even though that has been radio silent for a while.
It is. That's because what happens is, and what Scorsese always says about any movie he makes, is you go out, you shoot all the script, and then you find the movie in the editing room. Which is why Thelma Schoonemaker is one of the most underrated people in cinema.
I am starting to think that might be a Christmas 2019.
Yeah, I could see that, because it's the thing is, it was billed as coming out Christmas this year, and apparently they're still it's still not finished.
Do you know what we didn't talk about either last week or this week in trailers?
What?
The Christmas Chronicles starring Kurt Russell.
Do you know what? I've not watched the trailer yet.
I've seen about 2 seconds of it and then thought, I can't watch this without Marc.
I've not. Until you just said that, I completely forgot about it.
Yeah. We'll be reviewing that in November.
Oh, fuck yeah, we will. Apostle. Anyway, I'm definitely not shit.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, definitely not shit. Yeah, and it's nice to see Michael Sheen talking in his
native tongue.
In his native tongue. Yeah, it's Oh, the Welsh tongue is a fucking interesting one.
Yeah. Our audience poll, definitely not shit, 75%, and touching cough, 25%.
Fair enough.
How many votes?
Yeah, I've got off it now. I think that's 12, something like that.
Cool. Cool.
Good little spread. Okay, let's talk about what we've been watching. What is the time? 5 to 10, that's all good. Yeah, let's talk about what we've been watching. What have you been doing, guys?
Well, we've not actually watched that much, have we? But we've been a strange week, haven't we?
I've watched some American Horror Story, but I'll carry talk about that.
Nice TV and shit.
Yeah. It's not shit, actually. The new one's quite good.
Cool.
Just before we do, and it is TV related, so you can cut it out if you want, but what do you think of the new Doctor Who, Ian?
I am enjoying it.
Okay.
The last Capaldi series I didn't really get on with. I think Moffat got too focused on just fucking convoluted epic plots and forgot to be fun. And Chibnall's got the fun, but still a sense of seriousness to it. Jodie Whittaker is a very attractive woman, which has retained my interest more than Peter Capaldi would, because he's not a very attractive Scotsman.
I think he was the victim of a really bad first series that he was in. The second two weren't too bad. The last one was really good.
It was. I was talking to Donna about this the other day. Just like I'd already kind of forgotten that Paul Mackey was an assistant, which is awful because she was the last one. But it's those one season.
Oh, Bill.
Yeah.
Oh, I really liked Bill as an assistant.
Because I liked her as well, and apparently it was her choice to leave. So fair enough. But it was a shame. It's like Martha as well. Like the whole kind of after quite a big assistant, you almost get a 1 season rebound or something like that. And because Clara was, I thought she was quite impactful, and yet Bill was fun. And it would have been nice to see her in these new ones, but Bradley Walsh is actually pretty good.
Yeah, he ain't bad actually. I want sold on that, but then he ain't bad. He ain't bad at all.
Yeah, how are you feeling about it?
I don't know really. I wasn't excited for the start of it at all. The trailers didn't look great, and I like the series long story arcs that they sort of have been doing since the Matt Smith ones. I mean, and even before that really, but they got really complicated and kind of hard to follow with the Matt Smith ones, and that's kind of continued. And I like that. It's it's a thread that runs through it all, and then you've got your monster of the week, but you've got you've got something to keep watching and find out, and it makes it more interesting. And everything that I was reading about this iteration was that they're doing away with that completely, and it's all just going to be story of the week. And if that is the case, it's going to lose me very quickly. The first 2 episodes were all right. The first one was, I don't know really. I don't dislike her as the Doctor. They're going to have to make the stories a bit stronger.
I thought the eye face monster was pretty memorable.
Oh no, teeth.
Oh no, teeth. Sorry, teeth.
Yeah, that was gross.
Yeah,
I wasn't a fan of the face. But it was a good monster. But I don't know. I just don't know.
We'll see. The thing is, she's fun. And Capaldi was never really fun. And I like the whole kind of thing about bringing the kind of the more hopeful nature and the kind of the spirit of adventure back to Who.
Supposed to be angsty though, wasn't it? Because a lot of, he lost Clara, he just lost River, blah, blah, blah. It was supposed to be not in a good place. And I think he did that well.
Yeah, I don't know. It's. I mean, like, Lottie's now of an age where, like, she was watching the first one. She was kind of interested. She fell out of it very quickly when Teeth-faced Monster Man appeared. But that's the thing. It's like, and whereas with Capaldi, she'd last 5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, if they're wanting to take it back to like family fun TV rather than being, because it has been quite heavy.
Mm.
If they're wanting to take it back to being sort of like fun and a bit more aimed at kids than the last few have been, then Jodie Whittaker is a great choice for it because her enthusiasm is very engaging.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. But yeah, just wait to get your thoughts on it, really.
Yeah, no, I mean, I like it. Like I said, I mean, I was kind of dropping out of it in the Capaldi era, if I'm absolutely honest. As much as I like the guy, but yeah, I'm interested. The score as well is really good. They like Murray Gold, the guy who used to do the score, left, and they've got somebody else in now. And like, frankly, that first episode was more fucking John Carpenter-esque sound design than it was music, and I thought it was really interesting. So we'll see. And sorry,
for some reason, Isabel's properly taken offence at the new theme. She really hates it. I don't know why.
Really?
They're all just a variation, aren't they, on the same sort of tune? But she really hates the new one. It's too slow. It sounds dingy. It's not exciting. The new TARDIS looks fine. Sonic bloody Swiss Army knife. No. I don't know why. She just doesn't like the changes. Those particular changes. But she really specifically dislikes the theme.
Oh, I like the kind of the bass drop in the theme before it kind of gets going. I really like that. I think Mark's gone to sleep, so we better wake him up.
Hey, Mark, wake up.
What?
Wake up.
We start talking about a children's show now.
Well, yeah. So anyway, we watched Hotel Artemis. Finally.
How the fuck is that?
Do you want to go, Ashley?
You go.
It has its faults.
Yeah.
But overall, I really loved it. I thought it was interesting. I think it's more the way it looks than anything else pulls you in. But yeah, it's interesting. There's Jodie Foster's a bit weird in it. What?
Zachary Quinto trying to be threatening.
No, but they make fun of that though, don't they?
They do, but it's Zachary Quinto.
Yeah.
I just want to shout at the screen. You're a TV actor. Accept it.
I know, but they do take the piss out of him trying to act tough. Like Jeff Goldblum does take the piss out of him for that.
Yeah,
so
it's just Zachary Quinto. We don't need it.
Yeah. So basically, for anyone that's not seen it, Jodie Foster runs a
Set in the future.
Oh yeah, set in the future in 2028. Jodie Foster runs essentially a members-only
hospital,
patch-up hospital for criminals, and it's set during some
riots.
It's based in LA. It's set during some riots, and these various criminals arrive at various points through the evening after doing various bad shit to get patched up. Turns out one of them's put herself there to get close to essentially the king of the criminals to take him out, and his super threatening son is not a member, so he's outside of the locked gate, and it all kind of kicks off, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's I think it's really good. I really, really enjoyed it. I'm actually a little bit. Am I devastated we didn't see it at the cinema? No. Would I have liked to have seen it at the cinema? Yeah, I would, because this is another one like, not to the same extent, not to the same level of quality, but another one like El Royale that won't be getting made in 5 years' time.
I disagree. It will, because people will still watch this kind of stuff.
But will they just watch it when it comes on fucking Sky?
Yeah, they will watch it on that, but because of that, it'll still get these sort of things will still get made. I enjoyed Artemis. It looks great. It's got a really stylized feel to it. The stylized feel feels really nice. It's
Sophia Boutella as well.
It's a really nice pace. 95 minutes long, so it gets its shit done, gets the fuck out.
Charlie Day's a weird bit of casting.
Charlie Day's a weird bit of casting. I know it kind of works in that character. I just think his performance is a little bit too turned up. And but you get that with Charlie Day.
I was going to say, isn't that just Charlie Day?
Yeah, that is.
But he's supposed to be like a sleazy arms dealer, and he's just very Charlie Day, and
that's just Charlie Day. He does that a lot.
Yeah, he does, and everyone else is quite slick and quite cool. And I just think that they could have got someone that did the sleazy arms dealer bit.
But it kind of works. Sophia Patel is fantastic and plays Ben Patel very well.
She's stunning,
and
she's so good in it as well.
Yeah,
like,
she is, and you know her ability to do the physicality that she does within it is fantastic.
The fight scene bit where it's her and Dave Bautista are the only goodies left in the hotel. Well, goodies in quite nice. We're all spoilers.
No, sometimes we tend to avoid a bit of spoiling.
All right, well, there's a fight scene then, and she's good in it.
But Sterling K. Brown's fantastic in it. Very suave, very cool. There's a great moment where he comes in and basically you've got him and Charlie Day. Charlie Day is being a bit of a shit ass to Sophia Boutella, and Charlie Day says, "Are you coming in to save her?" And Sterling K. Brown literally laughs in his face and says, "No, she's the most dangerous person in this room. Don't you forget it. Don't you think that I have to save her?"
You don't want to know what she could do with that coffee mug.
Yeah. Jodie Foster's very good. There's a little bit too much of her backstory in it that kind of gets a little bit dull within it.
Well, it's to explain...
But it does get a little bit dull.
Yeah, it could have been done better. And why does she walk like that? Like, I get, she's a nurse, she's been a nurse all her life, and she's
not a nurse, she's a doctor.
She's a doctor, but she's been doing this physical job all her life, and so that's how she walks, how she walks. Don't waddle, Jodie.
Yeah, she does waddle like she's left a few too many beads in there.
She's definitely wearing Crocs. Like, she's that kind of doctor.
Yeah, and Dave Bautista's a lot of fun in it.
What did you just say? Like, she's left a few too many what?
Beads in there.
Was that like a sexy joke about Jodie Foster?
Yeah.
Ew.
I'm going to hit me then. She's literally stood up over me, pointing at me.
Ew.
It's well worth a watch. It is a solid Tuesday night Netflix watch.
Nice. That'll probably what it ends up being for me, to be fair. But I look forward to it.
Yeah, and on a Tuesday night on Netflix or Now TV or Prime, you will have a great time with it.
Nice.
Becky's just shrunk the bathroom, so I'll do one that she hasn't watched that I watched on my own this morning. I rewatched Get Into the Greek for some reason.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry, Jimmy?
No, I was just saying, yeah, Rose Byrne, good.
Yes, Rose Byrne is a lot of fun in that. The thing is, I like Get Into the Greek, but it's aged horribly and it's only 8 years old.
Mm.
Get Into the Greek is something that would be a straight-to Netflix movie now, without question. It's in that era where they were trying to make Russell Brand a movie star, and it didn't quite work because I like Russell Brand, but I like Russell Brand as an actor. I don't think he is as charismatic. Sean Combs, a.k.a. P. Diddy, a.k.a. Puff Daddy, a.k.a. all the other names he's had, is probably the best thing in this movie. Mm-hmm. Constantly telling people he's going to mind-fuck them. It is wonderful. And a bit where he's eating his own head. Him constantly shouting at Jonah Hill is a lot of fun. But the big criticism I've got of it is the band are crap. When you look at it, one of the great things, I'm going to bring up A Star Is Born, is the songs are fantastic. And you could imagine that Jackson Maine would be a big star. I'd buy his album back. I'm still trying to, and for some reason, none of them are listed on Amazon, and he's not on Spotify, and I feel this is wrong.
It's because he's not real, right?
Shh. Okay. But Infinite Sorrow / Aldous Snow's songs, even the ones that are supposed to be good, are shit. Really, really shit. It sounds like subpar Maroon 5. And even like prime Maroon 5 shit. So, yeah, that's my problem with it. But it's actually quite a bleak story.
She Will Be Loved is one of the great pop songs of this millennium.
Yeah, This Love is a great song. But then literally everything they did post their first album is a bit crap.
Songs About Jane, I think that album was called.
Yeah, that was a great album in 2003 or 4.
I had a lot of unisex in first year to that album.
I bet you did. Getting the Greek, it's fun. Colin Meaney as his dad is a weird bit of casting. It's not one people need to rush back to, but it still was some fun. And that's basically it for us, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've had a strange week, we'll say. What have you been catching, bud?
Yeah, it's been a week. It feels like just everyone's had a bit of it's been a week. Fucking the level of fucking shithousery I've had to deal with at work has been quite a fucking ordeal. Anyway, I'm just going to pour myself a drink and then we'll get on it. Right, so I had myself sorry, I was about to come out of the glass and I had to fucking have some. I had myself a Damien Chazelle double bill. La La Land is still fucking perfection.
Ah, good, because I've been a little bit worried about rewatching that.
It's perfection. That film is perfection. I don't care what people say, that film is perfection.
Good.
It's the sunshine of romantic musical comedy dramas. As in, it's perfect.
Very good.
But I also watched First Man, which isn't perfect, but it's still very good. It is very good.
I will be going to see that because I really want to see it. I think it was fantastic. It just... work kind of took a day away from me that I wasn't expecting, didn't it?
No, yes, it did.
It does do that a lot, yes.
Your work does that too much. You'd say that yourself anyway. But anyway, so First Man was about Neil Armstrong. He walked on the moon, didn't he?
He did indeed.
He did. But before that, he had some fucking shit happen. Neil Armstrong was a very private dude, and I don't think much of his life was really all that known. Chazelle presents it as a kind of a Malickian approach at looking at his life, but also with this guy who internalizes fucking everything. It's really interesting. Like, the only time you see him outwardly express how he's feeling is in, like, the first 10-15 minutes of the film. And then the next 2 hours is him internalizing. But because of the stuff, and I'm not gonna say actually, because I don't know how well it's known, but there's a personal tragedy, and it informs the rest of the film. And instead of the film ending with this great moment of catharsis in a big way, it starts with this outward thing and then ends with this quiet acceptance and moving on while on the moon. And I don't know how true that aspect is, but in terms of a story and an arc, it was pretty fucking moving. And I don't know. It's weird. It kind of feels like the film's being talked about like Neil Armstrong going to the moon, and it is that. But there's this really personal story in there as well, which almost feels like it's being ignored, which is weird. But as well as that, it's incredibly cinematic. The opening of the film, which is him just on a test flight, is one of the most fucking nerve-wracking things I've seen on screen in a good long time. And there's a lot of sequences of that. So it's this like high drama, shit is going wrong stuff, but also this high drama, but almost like low energy family drama stuff, but then with improv-y music in the background, people running around, Malikian stuff. It does feel like it's Chazelle going, slightly, here's one for them, with how big it is, but it kind of feels like he's just enjoying the tools of a large budget.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know, there's something there that doesn't quite connect with the power that Whiplash and La La Land did. I think it's interesting that it's... and he did that other film as well. I think Guy and Madeline Sitting on a Park Bench or something, I think it was called, which I don't think has ever actually come out in the UK. So, like, people seem to think Whiplash is his debut film, and it's not, but I can't say I even know the title. But certainly out of Whiplash and La La Land, it's the only one of those that he hasn't had a writing credit on, and that's interesting. I'm sure he put his all into it, but it doesn't quite feel like it's got the soul.
Yeah.
Even though it is dealing with some weighty stuff. I'm not for one moment saying it's like a for hire kind of gig or anything like that, but it's not quite got the spark that makes it truly enthralling on an emotional level. It's weird. It's like the quieter stuff and the more impactful on a visceral level stuff don't quite mesh. But I don't know. It's like 6 minutes shorter than Bad Times at the El Royale, and it basically chronicles Neil Armstrong going from test pilot to landing on the moon. And that maybe shows how El Royale's a little bit too long. Anyway, what else did I watch? Oh yeah, Malevolent, Netflix original horror film starring Florence Pugh of Lady Macbeth, who is very good, actually. Best thing about this film. So it's basically she and her brother in the film are these uni students who also have a sideline in basically being like spiritualists, but they're faking it. But at the start of the film, she's on a job where she actually sees some ghostly shit going on. And she's hired by Celia Imrie, who I think she was in like Best Exotic Marigold Hotel. I think she was in a lot of Victoria Wood stuff along with Julie Walters, I want to say. But she's in this Netflix horror film, and it's very, very weird. But she's hired by Celia Imrie along with her...
yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It's the you'll know who she is when you see her kind of person.
Yeah, recognisable British actress.
Yeah. hired by her to investigate ghosts in her place, and then kind of twisty stuff happens from there. I didn't hate it. 88 minutes long. Scares weren't amazing, but the plot had some good twisty stuff going on. Considering the fact that these people are basically charlatans, by the end of it, you're kind of on board with them more than you expect to be, and didn't hate it. If you're looking for frights and whatnot, it's probably worth a watch. And last thing for me this week is Smallfoot. So, Smallfoot. Sorry, what were you going to say?
Yeah, I forgot this was even out.
Yeah, Smallfoot. So took Lottie to see this. Warner Bros. Animation, the voices of Channing Tatum. I'd seen this whole Zendaya is Michi thing online for the last few weeks. I was like, what the fuck is that about? And it's literally Zendaya plays a character called Michi. I was like, okay, then fair enough. Charlie Day's in it, actually. Common is in it. LeBron James is in it. And James Corden's in it.
Of course he fucking is.
So, Smallfoot is the first animated film that I can say has been definitely made in the realm of the Trump presidency. It's,
all right.
So, story is, you got Yetis. One of them's voiced by Channing Tatum. His father, voiced by Danny DeVito, has to ring a gong every morning so that it can wake the great snail in the sky who basically rises up, and that's the sun, essentially, and their world is basically a land which is on the top of big mammoths in space that walk along. And the entire history of this world are told on these stones. And people are told that everything in the stones is true. If you ever question the stones, don't question them. You just need to put those thoughts deep down until they go away. And people start questioning things, and that only gets more so when Channing Tatum's Yeti discovers a Smallfoot, i.e. a human, and basically becomes friends with the human. And there's a song in there about being curious and having your eyes open and questioning things and not necessarily believing everything you are told. Common sings a song at one point about how fake news is spread to try and keep the populace in check, because if they knew the truth, then that could actually destroy the world, because the world is scary, and so the people who oversee the population needs to convince the people of lies to keep them safe.
Okay.
Yeah. It's this woke story about the dangers of fake news. But, for kids.
That's such an odd concept to have in a kids' movie.
Yeah, it's really weird. But it's pretty successful. I think it's a good message for... The thing is, for kids, they like the songs. There's a lot of songs in this. They like the silly stuff. But, they get the message of, hey, question things. Don't be afraid to do that.
Which is, yeah, if it gets it, done what it's supposed to do.
Yeah. For me, I was like, subtle as a fucking sledgehammer, and someone just wrote a draft of this in just the haze of Trump uttering fake news for the first time. And it's not entirely successful, but it's the most weirdly interesting thing I think I've seen this year, because I just went to it being like, right, okay, it's just something for Lots and I to maybe have a fun time with for an hour and a half. And by the end, it's like this community realising that they don't have to live by the doctrine of things set by these stones which they're not allowed to question, and instead can question and discover new things and not believe everything they're told just because someone more powerful than them says it.
It's a good message.
It's a good message.
Mm.
It's a really good message. I wasn't expecting it in a film called Smallfoot about dancing yetis.
No.
And I mean, I will also say that James Corden does a cover of Under Pressure at one point, and I wanted to fucking kill myself.
No, just kill him instead.
Yeah. It's awful. Like, it redoes the words, and it's the fucking worst fucking thing. But yeah, Smallfoot. It like, if you've got kids, it's worth taking them to see it. And if they've got questions after, then great. Lottie's question was, can we have McDonald's? But, you know, she sat through the whole thing. She liked it, so that's good. I'm happy with that.
It takes a bit of time to filter through in kids' brains, doesn't it? But if she sleeps on that and then takes that message from it, even subconsciously, then it's a good thing.
Yeah, no, exactly. It almost felt like eating your vegetables, but it was colourful enough and with enough silly stuff that it didn't quite get there. So, yeah, success.
Yeah. Until she's a cocky shit at school and she's like, well, Smallfoot told me to question authority.
That's true.
And then you're screwed.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, God. Okay, we've got Twitter questions.
Yep.
I'm just going to answer this one right now. At Nocturne Tom DJ, you can interview any director of your choice, but you cannot ask him about film. Who would you interview and why? Tom Ford, why are you so awesome?
Yours, Bex?
It'd be Werner Herzog, because I think anything that you got him talking about, it would be like watching a documentary.
Fair enough. I went for this one. The thing is, I kept going, every time I liked her, and then it got to a person, like, no, but I just want to talk to them about film.
See, I'd quite happy to talk to Werner Herzog about, I don't know, butterflies.
Fucking that'd be dark.
I just want to talk to Tom Ford about the creation of Noir Extreme, because, like, whenever I put it on, I literally feel fabulous.
I would go for Cameron Crowe. I could talk to him about music.
Good shout.
And then I wouldn't need to talk to him. I could just talk to him for age about music. So that's what I'd go for. Cameron Crowe.
Good shout.
Yeah.
Rick J. Kidd, double billing Apostle and 22 July back to back. Fucking hell. Made for a bleak Saturday night's viewing. What's the bleakest / most joy-filled double bill that you have either done or would suggest? No directly related films, e.g. sequels, remakes, allowed.
I know I was.
Go on.
I know I was. On December the 23rd, one year, we decided to watch the French Christmas movie Inside. And we followed it up with watching straight after it the not Christmas related but French anyway movie with our French double bill of Martyrs, didn't we?
We also watched Eels that day, didn't we?
We did watch Eels earlier in the day.
Fucking hell, guys.
Yeah, we literally finished Inside and then put Martyrs on straight afterwards.
Yeah.
And then we're like, that was a fucking jolly fucking December 23rd.
My bleak double bill was going to be Irreversible and Martyrs.
When did you double bill that, or just as a theoretical double bill? Yeah.
But that weekend when we watched those three French ones, we watched Irreversible the night before.
Yeah, we watched. Did we watch Illusion Irreversible the night before? And I watched Illusion the day, didn't we?
Yeah.
We watched Irreversible and we watched it with something else. We double billed that as well.
Yeah, we did. Enter the Void.
No, it was in preparation for watching it. The Void. It was something else equally fucking weird and grim.
I was talking to someone about this the other day at work. I don't think I could watch Irreversible now.
No, I don't think I could.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a film you need to watch more than once, to be honest.
I'd like to rewatch it.
No, but
I don't know if I get through that scene or whether I'd just be like, you know, I want to fast forward this.
There's certain films that I think are fine to just go, I've watched that, I don't need to watch it again.
It's
and I think
great.
Irreversible. That doesn't make sense to watch again. Requiem film, and I'm never going to watch it again.
I want to rewatch that, actually.
I don't see why anyone would want to rewatch that movie.
Alright, I do.
Right, well, then I don't see why.
Oh.
What's yours, Ian?
I'm trying to think of bleak. It would be The Hunt and something. Have you guys ever seen The Hunt?
No, because I get the feeling that it might really upset me.
The thing is, you hate kids.
Do you fucking hate kids?
So, I mean, to be fair, no, I don't know. It just...
Mads Mikkelsen.
Like, just the most upsetting fucking experience I think I've ever had in a cinema. Just, like, so... Like, it's not because there's, like, anything on screen or anything like that. It's just, it's like a fucking noose is tightening around your neck for 2 hours. And it's fucking horrible.
I once went to cinema and watched 2 Michael Canton-Jones movies on the same day.
What were they?
They were released on the same day. They were the frankly brilliant and underrated Shooting Dogs, which is one of the most upsetting movies I've ever seen. And I followed that up with a not very upsetting movie, and not one of the in no way could be anything I've ever seen. Basic Instinct 2.
Yeah. Is that the one where she kills Stan Collymore at the start?
It is the way she kills Stan Collymore in the credits. Weirdly, yeah, that's another one. He's killed before his name's mentioned in the credits, like Joseph Gordon-Levitt in H2O.
My Happy Place movies double bill would probably be Totoro and Kiki's Delivery Service.
Was there Happy Place as well?
It was joy-filled.
Yeah, joy-filled.
Oh, mine would be Mallrats and a Hot Tub Time Machine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it would be a good double bill, that, actually.
Totoro, yeah.
It's such lovely innocent. It's such a lovely innocent film. There's no peril. There's nothing to get stressed about.
There is peril.
She's dying.
She's
just in hospital with like flu or something. She comes back.
And the little one goes missing towards the end.
It's with Totoro, isn't she?
Yeah, I mean, look, no, she's not with Totoro. Bloody the bigger one has to get the cat bus.
Yeah.
To find her.
It's a movie fraught with peril.
Don't you gotta look for a mum though?
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
she's going.
Not in peril. She's just that fucking cat bus. I would ride the shit out of that cat bus.
I would ride the shit out of that cat bus.
Yeah, yeah. And Kiki, I love Kiki's Delivery Service.
Oh, Totoro. Lots hasn't seen Totoro in ages. I need to fucking fix that.
Yeah, get on it.
She used to watch that a lot, but just like the individual. She'd watch the bit with the cat bus arriving, and then the cat bus at the end.
Yeah.
She'd watch those bits over and over and over again.
Oh dear, bless her.
The thing is, Totoro, joy-filled, yes. Can't think of another one. What else is just filled with joy?
Paddington.
Oh, fucking shit the bed. Yeah, you're right.
It's just a really nice film.
Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
Oh God, Mary Poppins Returns. It is Mary Poppins Returns, isn't it?
I think it is, yeah.
Oh God. That's going to be the best. I'm going to get so drunk watching that.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Like, seriously.
Touching yourself in cinemas at a children's movie. And...
No, just like, when it's cold as shit, go and watch that after work with just a bit of fucking bourbon or something like that. Just get a warm feeling in your tummy and watch some Mary Poppins.
That is out this year, isn't it? I'm not imagining.
Oh, God, yeah, it is. Yeah, 21st of December. Because lots ain't seeing that. Fucking, she's going to think it's boring. Fuck her, she can wait a few years. Bollocks to it. I'm a see Mary Poppins. Like, Donna doesn't like Mary Poppins. So, whatever. Mary Poppins, last time I watched that, Lottie was asleep on me. She was 6 days old. And I watched the whole thing from start to finish with that kid just fucking laid on me asleep.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. And now, I tried to watch School of Rock with her earlier on today. 10 minutes in, Daddy, this is a grown-up film. I don't want to watch it. Fuck you. You know, like, it just, no. Alright? Tried to watch Goosebumps with her yesterday. 45 minutes in, freaked out. And it's like, kid, you gotta fucking toughen up. It's... Sorry?
What did she freak out at?
Jack Black is the dummy.
That is creepy.
Wasn't a fan of the dummy. Wasn't a fan of the dummy. But yeah, she wants to see... The thing is, though, she wants to see the second one. Whenever we see the trailer in it, I want to go see Goosebumps, I want to see Goosebumps, I want to go see Goosebumps. I'll take her to go see Goosebumps, and she'll do exactly as she did with House and the Clock and its Walls. She'll want to fucking go again, and then I'll be their fucking cinematic equivalent of fucking Blue Balls, being like, right, okay, I've watched half the bloody thing, but I can't watch the rest of it.
Oh.
That's the thing. Kids, dickheads.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
But not to the extent that Mark thinks they're dickheads.
Worse.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right.
wait till she's see what you think.
Sorry?
Wait till she's like a teenager and then see what you think of her.
God, to be honest, whatever. As long as she actually lets me get a good night's sleep, I don't care.
Yeah, it does make that a bit easier.
No, I mean, like, seriously, right? She had us up at 4 o'clock this morning. Like, she came into bed with us and she was rolling around all over the place. She was saying, Mummy, Daddy, I'm tired.
Go to sleep then.
Yeah, no, it's just like, yeah, kid, right, yeah. You got anything else to say about what, these bullshit allergies? I'm tired of these bullshit allergies. I'm tired of the hate there is in the world. I just, no, I'm tired. All right, go to sleep. Stop kicking me in the balls.
Oh, dear.
So when she's 13 and when she's out drinking cider with her friends, fucking whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care. Just do whatever the fuck you want. Like, stay safe. You're going to feel like shit in the morning? Cool, man. That's your choice. I'm not going to feel sorry for you. Fuck it. Jesus.
As long as you get a good night's sleep.
As I just want 8 hours to myself. I tell you what, Saturday night, Sunday morning, you're not going to see me until probably mid to late morning. Not because I'm going to be hungover to shit, but because I'll be in a bed by myself.
You're going to be luxuriating and just going, this is a bed.
I can't wait. It's going to be one of my highlights of the weekend.
Oh dear.
How do we get onto that? Yeah, Mary Poppins Returns. I'm going to get drunk.
Fair enough.
Right. That is it for another incredible episode of Dude and a Monkey.
Yes,
Sorry?
yes, it is.
Yes, it is. That is it. That is the end. My thanks to Mark and Becky as always.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
We'll speak to you next week. Don't really know what's going to happen, to be honest.
Yeah, if you're not a fan of our drunk rambling shows, maybe skip next week.
Yeah, you probably need to skip that shit. And if I do pass away over the next week, then Mark and Becky can edit it, and
we will.
Good.
Do it.
Yeah.
Good.
We'll dedicate it to you.
We'll play it at your funeral.
I probably wouldn't.
Yeah. Right, we probably won't do that. Maybe it'll work. On a small table.
Yeah, just certain people surround it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that was dark. And it was all my fault, in fairness. Right. And until the next blessed time that we speak to you, good night.
Good night.
Good night.